In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NHL games happening on April 7, 2022. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released so that you have more time to plan out your bets. As we provide these videos on a daily basis, I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NHL games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer anywhere from 2 betting picks a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. Vancouver Canucks versus Arizona Coyotes. The Vancouver Canucks face the Arizona Coyotes, with both teams looking to improve in the Western Conference in the final month of the season. The Canucks have a 33-28-10 record and have lost 3 of the last 4 games, while the Coyotes have a 22-43-5 record and have only won 2 of their last 10 games. The Canucks are hoping to make a late-season push for the playoffs with the 11th best record in the Western Conference, while the Coyotes are hoping to finish the season strong and hopefully climb out of last place in the conference. Nick Ritchie, Andrew Ladd, Jack McBain, and Jacob Chychrun are all on the injured list for Arizona in this matchup. As the Vancouver Canucks get set to take on the Coyotes, they have a below .500 record over their past 5 games, going 1-4. During this stretch, they have scored 12 goals, accounting for 44% of the scoring in these contests. If the Canucks hope to break out of their slump, they need to pick up their offensive play. During this stretch, they have outscored their average of 2.84 goals just 2 times. On the other side, the Arizona Coyotes have a per-game scoring differential of -1.1 goals per game. As the Arizona Coyotes get set to take on the Canucks, they have a below .500 record over their past 5 games, going 2-3. During this stretch, they have scored 10 goals, accounting for 33% of the scoring in these contests. The Coyotes are looking to snap out of their slump and win the upcoming game on their home ice. The problem is that the Coyotes face a Canucks team looking to make a late-season push for the playoffs and overwhelm one of the worst teams in the NHL in the process. Look for the Canucks to bounce back from their loss with a big scoring night versus a struggling Coyotes defense. The Vancouver Canucks money line is our full game side pick. The Coyotes have struggled defensively, making it easy to think that the upcoming game will be a high-scoring one. However, the Canucks have been led by their defense, and both defenses look to step up and take advantage of 2 struggling offenses. The Coyotes should limit a Canucks offense that averages only 2.79 goals per game, with Shane Gostisbehere, Dyson Mayo, and the rest of the defensive unit stepping up at the blue line and cutting off angles to the net on the rush while limiting shooting lanes. The Canucks, who allow only 2.84 goals per game, should eliminate and potentially shut out the Coyotes, who have scored 4 goals in their last 3 games, with Quinn Hughes, Tyler Myers, Luke Schenn, and the rest of the defensive unit forcing turnovers in the neutral zone and defensive zone while limiting shots on the net, allowing goaltender Jaroslav Halak to make plenty of easy saves. Coming into this game, the Canucks have an over-under record of 34-36. However, when playing on the road, the over has fared better, going 20-16. On the season, 49% of Vancouver's games have gone for at least 6 goals or more, with 51% of the scoring coming from the Canucks. Coming into this game, the Coyotes have an over-under record of 31-35-4. When playing at home, the over is hitting less than half the time, going 15-17-2. On the season, 53% of Arizona's games have gone for at least 6 goals or more, with 43% of the scoring coming from the Coyotes. Given that Vancouver is one of the NHL's best defensive units, look for Arizona to struggle to find the net. Look for this to be a low-scoring game controlled by both defenses. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Edmonton Oilers versus Los Angeles Kings. The Oilers are hot as of late and recently overtook the Kings for second place in the Pacific Division. The Oilers are riding a 5-game winning streak, and the team is now in second place in the Pacific Division, 1 point up on the Kings. The offense has been the strength of the team this season, averaging 3.48 goals per game. While Edmonton's defense only ranks 22nd in the league, giving up an average of 3.18 goals per game, they have only given up 1 goal in each of their last 2 games. The Kings had won 2 in a row before before a loss in their last game. The team has been a .500 club for the last couple of weeks, and they have won 17 of their last 21 home games facing the Oilers. Los Angeles is led by a defense that ranks 8th in the NHL, giving up an average of 2.75 goals per game. While the Oilers have not played the toughest schedule as of late, they have still won 5 in a row. They beat the Kings in the second game of the win streak, and while they have not had a lot of success facing them in La La Land in the last few seasons, they did beat them in the last road game. McDavid is red hot, and the team will get back its other star in Leon Draisaitl, who sat out the last game but is not injured. The Kings have been a .500 team for the last couple of weeks, and while they are led by their defense, they have given up 9 goals in losing their last 2 games facing the Oilers. I get the case to be made either way here, and while I do like the Kings and think they're a live dark horse in the postseason, the reality is that the Kings are banged up right now and the Oilers are rolling along right now, winning 5 in a row. Edmonton will stay hot and get the win in this game, playing well on both sides of the ice. So the Edmonton Oilers money line is our full game side pick. In Edmonton's 71 games, the over has hit in over half of their games, going 38 to 32 to 1. So far, the team has been less likely to go over the betting line when playing on the road, going just 16 to 19 to 1. On the season, 66% of Edmonton's games have gone for at least 6 goals or more, with 54% of the scoring coming from the Oilers. Coming into this game, the Kings have an over-under record of 30 to 40 to 2. However, when playing at home, the over has fared better, going 18 to 18 to 1. On the season, 46% of Los Angeles's games have gone for at least 6 goals or more, with 48% of the scoring coming from the Kings. The total has gone over in the last 2 games between these division rivals, and in the last 10 games between them and Tinseltown, the over record is 7 to 1 to 2. Edmonton had scored 22 goals in 4 games before the last game, where they only scored 2 goals. However, that game was without Leon Draisaitl, who ranks second in the NHL in goals, and he will play in this game. The Oilers have had issues on the defensive side of the ice on the season, and they will give up multiple goals in this game. However, they will also score a few. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Calgary Flames versus San Jose Sharks. The Calgary Flames travel to take on the San Jose Sharks with an overall record of 41 to 19. Placing them first in the Pacific. On the season, the Flames are an above .500 team in their 33 road games, posting a record of 20 to 11 to 2. This includes playing well versus Western Conference opponents, going 21 to 12. The San Jose Sharks host the Calgary Flames with an overall record of 29 to 31, placing them 7th in the Pacific. On the season, the Sharks are just above .500 at home, posting a record of 16 to 15 to 5. Heading into the game, San Jose has struggled against Western Conference opponents, with a mark of 15 to 19. The Sharks have been a thorn in Calgary's side this season, as San Jose is 3 to 0 against Calgary this season, and the Flames aren't playing like the Flames we've come to see in recent weeks. The Sharks have been one of the NHL's most volatile teams this season. However, they've played the Flames 3 times and have won every game. Even more impressively, 2 of those wins were by multiple goals, and the 1-goal victory was on the road in Calgary. The Flames head into this matchup on a back-to-back, having won 4-2 in Anaheim last night. Backup goaltender Dan Vladar is expected to be in net, a rather significant drop-off from starter Jacob Markstrom. The last time Vladar started against the Sharks was also in San Jose, and he allowed 5 goals. The Sharks have been inconsistent this year, but they have also proved they can compete with superior teams. They've been on home ice in San Jose for their previous 2 games and kept within 1 goal of the high-powered Oilers and an impressive Stars squad. We also have to look no longer than 2 weeks ago to when the Sharks took down the Flames in Calgary. San Jose may not have a trio the caliber of Johnny Gaudreau, Matthew Tkachuk, and Elias Lindholm, but they have a formidable one of their own. We should rely on Timo Meier's 68 points in 64 games alongside Tomas Hertl and Logan Couture to keep this game close and perhaps take it into overtime. So the San Jose Sharks to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. The Flames have the firepower to torch opposing goaltenders, but also have their own goaltender in Jacob Markstrom, who has been a blazing success this season. The Flames should certainly get theirs. They are the 7th-ranked goal-scoring team, averaging 3.46 goals per game, and facing a Sharks team that is allowing 3.16 goals per game. That leaves us relying on San Jose to provide a few goals. Given their previous results against Calgary and the Flames' backup goaltender in net, we should trust them to do so. The fact that we're expecting Vladar in net for Calgary is the deciding factor for this total prediction. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.